For some reason, we Americans seem to associate sleep with laziness, but sleep experts say it is impossible for healthy people to overindulge in sleep.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah.
Dr. Rosemary Bates is on the KOGO News Live line. Good morning, doctor.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing?
Very well.
Tired.
Well, that's nothing new.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, did you get some good sleep last night?
Oh, no.
Well, we have to go to bed at like 5:30.
4.
So to what degree are we undersleeping?
Yeah. So are we talking about it more? Has it always been going on? I mean, my thought process is, we know there's a sweet spot for sleep, right? So in adults, we say 8 to 10 hours. Although I will say, some articles I was reading this morning is they're actually saying about 7 hours is great for an adult. Teenagers, however, need about 9 hours. And, kind of sort of like you said, if we're getting too little sleep or too much sleep, it's bad for us. And boy, let me tell you, it's bad for you.
So let's talk about oversleeping, because I know for anybody who suffers with depression, and I'm one of them, I have been known to go to bed because of it. So very interesting what you're saying. So there's about 2% of the population, they say, what we call long sleepers. But the rest of the people that you would say long sleeping, if you were, it's probably because of, like you say, a secondary reason. I mean, everything from autoimmune issues and so forth that can make you feel more tired to probably one of the most common things is you're not actually getting good sleep in the first place when you're in bed. And then, like you say, this depression, anxiety, but certainly depression. So there is some question about whether it's the chicken or the egg, whether too much sleep causes illness, unwellness, or whether it's the unwell that causes you to sleep more. But yeah, I mean, honestly, excess sleep has been associated with some of the very same things. Interestingly, as sleep deprivation, like memory, concentration issues, a feeling of perpetual fatigue, and then even increased risk of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, inflammation. So too little sleep is linked with inflammation, and so indeed is too excess sleep.
Okay, so when it says sleep experts say it's impossible for healthy people to overindulge in sleep, you disagree with that?
So okay, So what I need to say is the question is healthy. What you just said is healthy. Now, apparently, about 2%, so just 2% of the population, right, are what we call long sleepers. Since birth, really early childhood, have always slept more. So I guess that part is a little bit disagreeable with those experts. But otherwise, no, I think I just didn't explain it very well. But no, most of the other people that are spending, if you like, that long sleep time in bed, it is unhealthy. So healthy, we have our body's telling us when we need sleep, right? So if in fact, in a healthy person, you're not going to oversleep. Does that make sense? Did I just make all that sense? Does that make sense? I'm agreeing with that article. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And so what should we do if we aren't sleeping enough? How can we get more or better sleep?
Yeah. Great question. And everything sort of comes down to that. We call it sleep hygiene, a schedule. So they say, whether we're adults or teens or what have you is, we try, as sad as that is, as boring as that is, going to the same time, bed the same time every day and getting up the same time. We need to be turning off our smartphones, our iPads, our TVs, everything that we call this blue light, at least 30 minutes before bed, maybe even like an hour. Not too much alcohol, caffeine, obviously in the evening, but even after 12 noon, potentially decreasing caffeine. We can be talking about caffeine lasting for as long as 12 hours. A schedule, so we know sort of what we're doing each time. A dark room, that's when we're going to produce that melatonin, which is what's going to make us go sleepy. And then you go back to the same old suspects. Exercising, getting good exercise. In waking conditions, being in good light, getting exercise, moving our bodies, and of course a good diet, right? And then all those other things that you think about with bad sleep, like, the sleep apnea, the snoring, the overweight. Those things that, very common things that are causing us to have this insomnia
and therefore maybe spending more time in bed, and we're not actually getting good sleep.
Dr. Rosemary Bates, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.